In Okinawa, I've met women near 90 whose minds are still clearer than mine, if I'm honest. And it has very little to do with what they eat. It's what they do in the first hour of the morning, before breakfast, before the world has even woken up. Let me walk you through 7 things they do, in order, in that first hour. None of them is hard. None of them costs you a thing. And the 7th one, the last one, is the one almost nobody expects. It's also the quietest. We'll get there. Okinawa is what they call a blue zone, one of the few places on Earth where women live past 100 and stay clear-headed doing it. Now in the West, we're told a failing memory is just the price of getting old. Something you accept. These women were never told that. Nobody handed them that idea. So they built a morning that looks after the mind instead. One small habit at a time. And I'll tell you what I've come to believe after all these years. A day isn't one at noon. It's one in the first hour, before the noise starts. It starts the moment they open their eyes. My grandmother slept with the paper screens left half open. When the first light came across the floor, she'd sit up and just let it reach her face. She never called it anything. To her, it was only the morning, arriving. I can still see her. White hair loose, eyes half shut, hands in her lap, like she was greeting someone at the door, an old friend she'd been expecting. So this is the first thing. Light, real morning light, in your eyes in the first few minutes of the day. Not a screen. The sky. I know mornings can be hard, the body's stiff, the mind takes its time catching up, but this one asks almost nothing of you. Just sit near a window for a while. Let the day in. Researchers have found that morning light sets the body's inner clock, the same clock that runs your sleep and a clear head. So tomorrow, before anything else, open the curtain. Sit in it a moment. Let the morning find you first. An old monk told me once that the body wakes up thirsty, but it's forgotten how to ask. My mother knew that without anyone telling her. Before her tea, before she'd said a word to anybody, she drank 1 cup of plain water, slowly standing at the window. The way some people say their prayers. That's the second thing. Water, before anything else. A whole night without a drop, and you wake up a little dry. Your mind does too, though it won't tell you so. It's such a small thing that most of us walk right past it. Every morning, reaching for the coffee instead. Researchers have found that even ordinary, mild dehydration makes it harder for older adults to hold their attention steady. Leave a glass by your bed tonight. Drink it before the coffee, before the news. Answer that first small need before anything else gets to ask for you. In my village, the mornings had a sound. Someone was always singing, low, under the breath, the way you sing when you think no one is listening. The old women hummed while they swept the step, while they hung the wash, the same tunes their mothers had hummed before them. I used to think it was nothing, just the noise of morning. I know better now. This is the third thing. When the day begins, let there be a song. Hum it. Sing it soft. Anything will do, so long as your heart already knows it. It isn't a performance. Nobody is trying to sing well, or sound young, or anything at all. Here on these islands, we sing at weddings and we sing at funerals, with a sanshin and with nothing at all. A song asks for no particular age. In a study of more than 160 older adults, the ones who sang often did better at finding their words, a part of the thinking that usually slips with age, and their spirits held up better, too. Pick a song you love. Let it find you in the morning, over the kettle, by the window. And if there is someone to sing it with, better still. Let me tell you something about myself. For years, I woke up already in a hurry, my mind running before my feet even touched the floor. I thought that was strength. I was wrong about that. All the hurry ever did was wear a little groove of worry into my mornings, and from there it spread into the rest of the day. It took me a long time, longer than it should have, to learn what these women seem to know so young. The day will wait for you. It always will. So the fourth thing, before the day asks anything of you, take a few slow breaths. Just sit. Let them go deep and quiet. 1 minute. That's all. When the mind is racing, this can feel almost too simple to matter. I understand. And yet, when researchers looked at slow, deep breathing, they found it studied the attention and took the edge off the body's stress. That was in younger people, mind you, with far busier heads than ours, but still. So tomorrow, before you get up and into it all, sit for 6 slow breaths. Let the day wait. It always does. So far, we've been waking up slowly, but the next one isn't for the body at all. It's for the mind. And I'll admit it, it's my favorite of the 7. In the village of Ogimi, there's a woman named Kiku-san. She's 88. And every morning, before she eats, she sits down at a low table and writes a single haiku. 3 small lines about whatever the day has put in front of her. A bird at the feeder, rain on the roof, the face of someone who's been gone a long time. She told me once that the morning she couldn't find her 3 lines would be the morning she'd really stopped living. So she finds them, even on the bad days, especially on the bad days. That's the 5th thing. Give the mind something to hold on to. A few pages to read, a letter to write, a poem, a brushstroke, a crossword, it doesn't matter which. Something small. But every single day. You may think your mind is past its best years. Kiku-san would only smile at that. She wrote a poem this very morning while her tea went cold beside her. In a well-known study of people over 75, the ones who kept reading and writing and thinking each day carried a far lower risk of dementia. Pick your own small task and keep at it. Read a page, write a line. To Kiku-san, it was never exercise. It's just how she says good morning to the world. There was a woman in my village, older than any, who laughed at everything. The weather, her own forgetting, the cat that would not come when it was called. We thought she was a little simple. She had buried 2 husbands and most of her friends, and still she laughed. It took me most of my life to see she was not simple at all. She was the wisest one among us. The sixth thing is the lightest and maybe the hardest. Before the day turns heavy, find something to laugh at. It can be small. It is almost always small. This is not a brave face pulled over a sad heart. It is only the choice to meet the morning with a little lightness, the way these old women do, almost without trying. In a study of more than 14,000 older adults in Japan, the ones who almost never laughed were far more likely to lose their independence than the ones who laughed nearly every day. And those who laughed little slipped more often into sadness, which wears at the mind in its own quiet way. Give yourself one reason to smile before breakfast. Better yet, share it. A laugh over the telephone still counts. Fortune comes, we say to the house where there is laughter. And now we come to the last one, the seventh. The one I told you almost nobody expects. In these houses there's a small altar, the butsudan. And before the first meal, the women stop in front of it. They light a stick of incense, they bow, and they give thanks to the ones who came before them. And for the plain fact of one more morning, the incense goes up in a thin gray thread. The house is quiet. And for that 1 minute, the whole morning seems to hold its breath. That's the seventh thing, the quietest one of all. A moment of gratitude before the day begins. It doesn't have to be a prayer, unless you want it to be. Just thanks. It seems like the smallest thing on the whole list. Maybe that's exactly why it's the one we forget. And yet, when researchers simply asked people to name what they were grateful for each day, their spirits lifted and their sadness eased. So here is the secret of the seventh. The first hour doesn't end with the body. It doesn't even end with the mind. It ends with the heart, with thanks. These women don't wake up and treat the day as something to get through. They treat it as a gift they were given. And a mind that starts the morning grateful is a mind that still has a reason to stay clear. 7 small things in the first hour before breakfast. Light water, a song, a slow breath, something to keep the mind busy, a little laughter, and a moment of thanks. Not one of them is hard. Not one of them is new. They're just kept every morning for a whole lifetime. That was the secret the entire time. It was never about effort. It was about showing up the same small way every day, whether you feel like it or not. You don't need all 7 by tomorrow. Pick one, start there, and let your own first hour turn into something that quietly looks after you. I'm only passing along what these long, quiet lives have taught me. If any of it spoke to you, stay a while. Next time, I'll tell you the quiet reason these women rise with purpose every single morning. The Okinawans have a word for it. Ikigai. And tomorrow, when you wake up, let the light find you first.